At North Fork Animal Clinic.
Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news. Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
Richard. Countless nights in the garage. 8 shiny new pistons. 1 very happy 16-year-old granddaughter. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget, as well as 60 months, 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place. And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
Rathkamp Financial is a comprehensive financial services firm committed to helping our clients improve their long-term financial success. Our customized programs seek to grow, protect, and conserve our clients' wealth by delivering personalized service and expertise. Please call us at 740-775-1040 to schedule a consultation. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member, FINRA SIPC.
Experience the hometown Chevrolet difference. Check out our huge selection of Silverado trucks, Equinox SUVs, and the latest Chevy models. Priced to move and ready to hit the road today. Plus, with the Hometown Advantage, you get free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. That's real value and real peace of mind. Your Hometown Chevrolet is proud to be your trusted local dealer of new and pre-owned inventory, delivering unbeatable deals and top-notch service. Visit us today at 501 West Emmett Avenue in Waverly or start shopping online at yourhometownchevy.com.
For 175 years, the Glockner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, you leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
Have you experienced simply brilliant fiber internet? Yeah, that's Glow Fiber. Lightning fast internet that keeps up with your busy life. A reliable fiber-to-the-home network whether you're working, learning, playing, or streaming. And best of all, Glow Fiber has real local support from real people who are happy to talk to you. And switch now for your first month free. Faster, more reliable fiber internet with real local support. Glow Fiber. Simply brilliant.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery, tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
I'm Tyler. And I'm James. We want to thank you for continuing to make the Root Sports and Fitness Center your headquarters for youth sports in Southern Ohio.
Swinging a liner to left field. Pates will walk it off. That one base is loaded in 2. Pitch. It is low, and this one dripped the pitch. Skied into center field, hit pretty well. Major back to the track, to the wall. It is gone.
It is tournament basketball time. It is win or go home time. And most importantly, it is basketball 30 here in Athens, Ohio, as we welcome you to the Convocation Center on tonight's presentation of Ohio High School District Tournament Basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. Here from the Roundhouse on Richland, the campus of Ohio University. It's a Division III district semifinal between the Miami Trace Panthers and the Marietta Tigers. Should be a great game on tap for us here on the banks of the Hocking River. Carson Francis and Shane Combs joining you tonight from Athens. Shane, great to be with you. Great to be in the postseason, and we're set for a great 2 weeks ahead of us here at the Convo over the course of district and regional play. What better way to start off than with two teams in the Southeast looking to make a push for a district title. These are two teams at the beginning of the year we would have predicted to be here, and now we're finally at the Convo getting to see these two teams battle it out in real action.
Well, no question about it, and it's great to be with you, Carson, but it's always extra special to get together down here at the Convo. You're right. It's kind of a unique tradition throughout Southeast Ohio when it comes tourney time, and what a great venue that's been so good to our high school programs throughout the whole Southeast District, and just something a little different down here on this stage. And as you said, you add in that we have two 19-win teams and two teams that like to get up and down the court and score the basketball. Just everything you look at in this particular matchup screams entertaining, and it should be a really good one to call together.
Let's take a look first at Miami Trace, 19-3 overall. They were undefeated in the FAC. They're the league champions, but they were thrown a curveball at the end of the regular season. They were forced to play without their top scorer, the FAC Co-Player of the Year, in Adam Guthrie. He's been out the past couple games, didn't play Tuesday night in their district quarterfinal win over Athens. He was dressed tonight, warming up. He will not be in the starting lineup. But how do we think that plays into Miami Trace going into tonight and how that's affected them here down the stretch of the season?
Well, anytime you lose that level of player, it's going to affect the basketball part of it, but it can also just affect the overall culture and chemistry because, of what he means to you, not just as a player, but as a unique leader. And I highlighted this on SOSA Overtime with John this past week, and it was a unique 9 to 10 day stretch for this Miami Trace team. Remember, he got hurt in a practice, I believe it was on a Thursday night. 24 hours later, they're playing a rival, and they went out and beat Courthouse. Then the schedule got really busy. It was almost like they didn't have time to stop and think about it. They were at Western Brown the next night, and then the following week they were wrapping up their FAC title with McLean, and then they had a really good Wilmington team come in. And things seemed to be rolling. And then when they went to Uniota, as I said on the podcast there, Coach Ackley doesn't need me to make excuses for him, but I think it was a little bit of a tired basketball team. I thought a good Uniota defensive team kind of slapped them in the mouth from the word go, and it just kind of got away from them. Now all of a sudden you have a chance to sit on that a little bit. You get through your Athens game and you're down here to the Convo, and I think there's a lot of leadership. There's a lot of athleticism. There's a lot of different pieces still in place that you would love to see your big guy be able to go with you. But if not, I know that they're still confident that they have enough in the arsenal to get it done here this evening. Miami
Trace with the likes of a Gage Bowers, who had 22 points leading the team in that win over Athens. Bowers, first team All-FAC, second team All-District 14. Only a sophomore, but he's stepped up in a big way for the Panthers throughout the entire course of the season.
Yeah, he really has. And for people that are tuning in for tournament basketball and maybe you're not familiar with Miami Trace, even with Guthrie, right around mid-season there when they went through a couple losses, keep in mind this team didn't even lose a regular season game last year. So they lose a couple earlier in the year. You and I called the one together against the really good Circleville team. As I started to go to the film, Carson, I felt like they were starting to pick up the tempo and play a lot faster even with Guthrie. I thought they were getting it up and down and going, and I thought Bowers had a lot to do with that. They were turning their sophomore point guard loose. He was being a facilitator as well as scoring the basketball, as you just described there. And I think he's been right at the centerpiece of what Coach Ackley wants to do, which is kind of get up and down and score the basketball.
And now looking at Marietta on the other side, 19-4 coming into this one. They had a tough one in their game on Tuesday, beating a Warren team who was a lot better than what their record would suggest, 66-60 in favor of the Tigers in that one. They were led by senior Trey Hawkins with 23 points. This is a Marietta team that they're battle-tested. They play a schedule that's unlike any in the Southeast District. They were independent this year after the Twin State League suspended operations after the fall sports season. So they had the freedom to play teams like the John Glenn's, the Harvest Preps, the International Sports Academies, the Dovers, the New Philadelphias, a lot of the really good teams from the Central, the East, the Northeast.
Steubenville, Wheeling, I believe, too.
Steubenville, Wheeling Central Catholic, teams that might be a little hard to beat, but come tournament time, you're going to be really prepared because of who you played in those regular season games when you test yourself.
No question. I've had a lot of people kind of take a look at who Marietta's play. I agree with you. As you rattle those off, I think they've played good basketball programs, and here they are at 19-4. The Warren situation, you're right, that was a tight game, but keep in mind, Marietta and Warren, two programs that have known each other really well in recent history, and those rivalry games, they're different. They're tough. Kids know each other well, and to Marietta's credit, they got out of there with the win, and now they put themselves on this stage. They, too, man, they get up and down the court. When you turn the film on, they can really score. They have four kids almost or over the 10 mark there in double figures. And they can come at you in a lot of different ways. So they're certainly going to challenge Miami Trace on the defensive end this evening.
This is a Marietta program that the Convo hasn't been too kind to them here recently. Their last win in the Convo came in 2009, a D2 district semifinal win over McLean. They haven't won a district title in 49 years. This is a team that head coach Austin Gardner, he took over back in 2022. He's built them right to where he wants them, and now they're in position to make something happen and end that 49-year drought. Step one comes tonight here at the Convo.
Well, that's an incredible stat when you think 49 years. I think in fairness to the recent Marietta program here over the last 5 to 6 years, winning's hard. I mean, when you get to, there's a lot of people that don't have the best of record in the Convo, because if you think about it, there's only going to be a couple teams in each division go to the regional or the Final Four, one team to the Final Four later, or so forth. So a lot of teams are going to lose down here, and that's what you're trying to do. You become a victim of your own success. When you get here a lot of times you run into that district semifinal or that district final hump that you can't get over. Well, the only way to do that is to continue to put your program on this stage. Marietta's done that, and I would be shocked if they don't come out and play a really competitive game tonight and give themselves a chance to win. They're really, really talented.
Should be an exciting game on tap to start our Convo slate. Before we take a quick break, I want to give a huge shout-out to two sponsors that make our tournament streaming here possible. Of course, we want to thank all of our sponsors, but for our tournament sponsors for this week, we want to give a big shout out to G&J Paving. G&J Paving, serving Southern Ohio for over 30 years, and also to Centerpoint Church. Centerpoint believes in investing in the next generation and is proud to support high school sports across the region. Visit centerpoint.church for service times and more information. Centerpoint Church. We'll step aside and come back for the national anthem and player introductions here in the Convo. You're watching Ohio High School Tournament Basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
And see if you're smiling, because you have made it here to the Convo. Want to welcome you all here to the Convocation Center, here on the campus of Ohio University. At this time, if you are able, we do ask you to please rise, remove your headgear, as we honor America, and in respect for those who are serving and those who have served to protect our democracy, as we play our national anthem.
Back here in the Convocation Center here on the campus of Ohio University, Miami Trace and Marietta getting set to do battle in a Division III district semifinal to start off district play. Always great to be down here at the Roundhouse on Richland, and we're set to see some good basketball. Two 19-win teams. Shane, again, great way to start our week here at the Convo.
Yeah, it really is. I expect two teams that probably don't mind playing the same way, so it should give some rhythm and flow, and it's going to really come down to who can shoot the basketball well here on the first game, the first trip down here to the Convo, and then who can get those key stops come third and fourth quarter when it comes winning time.
Well, it's about that time to get started here at the Convo, and for that time, we'll send it down to the floor to our public address announcer, Lou Horvath.
Because we let you know exactly what time it is. As Mike DeMoss is fond of saying, it's basketball 30. Let's go to our starting lineups. First for the Tigers of Marietta. At guard, a 6-foot senior, number 1, Lucas Miller. 6'3" senior guard wearing number 3, Trey Hawkins. A sophomore guard, he's 6 foot tall. He's number 10, Logan Groslos. At forward, a senior standing 6'3", number 14, Owen Riley. And a senior guard, he's 6'3", he's number 20, Zayden Whittaker. Austin Gardner's the head coach, assisted by Rod Warner, Zane Espa, Toy Francis, and Sam Bruni. Now, introducing, wearing their home whites, the Panthers of Miami Trace. At forward, he's 6'3", he's a sophomore, number 1, Baron Phipps. A 6'1" sophomore at guard, he's number 4, Gage Bowers. A 6'3" forward, he's a junior, number 5, Julian Baker. A sophomore forward standing 6'6", number 10, Ty Huffman. And your senior guard, he stands 6'1", he's number 12, Luke Armstrong.
Starters for both squads introduced here at the Convo. As Sweet Lou says, it's basketball 30. Time to get things rolling here in the district tournament in the Southeast.
Yeah, Carson, always important at this time right here to get control of those emotions. We talk about the first 3 to 4 minutes of the second half when we call these games together. First 3 to 4 minutes of the actual first quarter, every bit as important, and a lot of that is which team's able to control the emotions a little bit and execute here early.
Luke Armstrong stands in the jump ball circle for Miami Trace. Zayden Whittaker in there for Marietta. The winner of this matchup will come back here to the Convo Wednesday evening to face the winner of, as we have a stoppage in play there on the baseline, face the winner of Zanesville and New Philadelphia in the new East-Southeast district format.
Yeah, Coach going over and playing some ball boy there early on there to maybe calm his nerves a little bit.
It's time to rock and roll in the Convo. We're underway from Athens as Marietta takes the first possession of the night in this D3 district semifinal. It's Trey Hawkins across the floor for the Tigers, hands it off to Lucas Miller.
Yeah, right off the bat, Miami Trace going to stretch out athletically in the zone, extend it a little bit.
Logan Grosscloss in the corner. Marietta circling the arch. Whittaker over to Miller. Now back to Hawkins on the wing. Miller again. Whittaker trying to drive baseline is cut off by Huffman. Now a 3 from the corner from Whittaker is nothing but net. Zayden Whittaker gets Marietta on the board first.
Yeah, nice lefty stroke. Again, Marietta can spread you out with a lot of different scores.
Some pressure applied by the Tigers early, as there's a 10-second call forced by the Tigers defense. Gage Bowers had trouble against the trap, couldn't get the ball out in time.
He did, but again, that's a pretty mature play for a sophomore. What you don't want there, Carson, is the live ball turnover. You tell kids all the time, the 10-second call this early in the game doesn't hurt you. You just throw that up for grab and they go lay it in. It's 5-0.
Lucas Miller at the top of the key for Marietta, senior for this Tigers squad. Trey Hawkins back to Miller. Hawkins driving, nice dish. Grosscloss, corner 3 off the mark. A fight for the rebound, won by the Tigers. It's Lucas Miller. Now Whittaker jump pass. Back to Miller. Miller got it poked away, gets 2 hands on it. Now Owen Riley for 3, in and out. Offensive rebound, Marietta can't finish the putback, is Whittaker. And a fight for it on the ground. It's a tie-up. And the possession arrow points to Miami Trace.
Yeah, not very many matchups where you see Miami Trace athletically beat on the glass like that, but Marietta not only shooting the 3 ball, but also getting second chance opportunities. That's something Miami Trace is going to have to clean up on the defensive glass.
It's Ty Huffman receiving the inbound for the Panthers. Luke Armstrong one-on-one with Logan Grosscloss. Huffman on the far sideline, he stepped out. Second turnover forced by the Marietta defense. They came ready to play, didn't they?
Yeah, they really did. And again, they want to pick up that tempo a little bit, and they're using their defense to do it, able to cause the 2 early turnovers.
Panthers staying in that 2-3 zone. Here's Trey Hawkins on the near sideline. Hawkins, the leading scorer for the Tigers in the win over Warren, 23 in that district quarterfinal.
Carson with Phipps at the point of that. It looks like a 3-2 or 1-2-2 when you come down the court, and then he starts to kind of flatten out a little bit.
Hawkins feeds Riley in the post. Riley can't finish the bunny. Saves it. Miller, 4-3 off the mark. Another offensive rebound. Hawkins pump fakes and can't finish the putback. Rebound taken by Phipps for Miami Trace and a foul.
Yeah, if you're Marietta, good news, bad news. You love the effort right now on the offensive glass. You've had about 5 second chance opportunities. Bad news is you can't get any of them to go, and the score remains 3-0.
Gage Bowers walking it up the floor for Miami Trace. We'll see the Panthers try and finally settle down in their half court. Phipps picks it up at the elbow, gets it out to Bowers. Bowers driving, pull-up jumper off the front of the rim. Hawkins the rebound, Marietta pushing it up the floor. Here's Miller underneath. Miller the finish in transition.
There's that pace and tempo we talked about.
Full court pass, Phipps goes up and draws the foul. Baron Phipps, coast to coast and one.
Well, and just as the one team goes one way in a hurry, the other team comes right back. And remember, we talked about that in the pregame. Both teams okay with playing with some up-tempo, and that's why transition defense on both sides, miss or make, is going to be really, really important.
Baron Phipps at the stripe to complete the and one. He was a 16-point scorer in their win over Athens. So he completes the and one with the free throw there. Miami Trace gets on the board after the old-fashioned three from Baron Phipps, the 6'3 sophomore.
Carson, so much of your transition defense starts with having really good offensive possessions, good floor balance, and good shot selection.
Whittakin for three off the front iron. Phipps the rebound. Bowers off the face screen from Julian Baker. Bowers pulls up from the elbow and connects on the jumper. Gage Bowers, first 2 points of the night, evened up at 5.
Yeah, can't be that loose off of the ball screen. He gets downhill and gets that mid-range. That's a good look for him.
Panthers staying in that zone defense look. There's Hawkins backing it outside, trying to get it over to Miller, deflected by Phipps, and it rolls out of bounds.
Yeah, Phipps has a lot of versatility there in that spot that they're using him on the top of the zone, because he's got the quickness to really guard the dribble. I think that's why you play this particular defense, is you're trying to win the dribble gap, keep the dribble out of the paint. But then he also has great length, which makes it hard for them to throw some of the skips or to throw it in the high post.
Substitutions on both sides. Grayson Moat in the game for Marietta. Evan Parsley onto the floor for the first time for Miami Trace. Skip pass, Owen Riley, corner three, too long. Rebound taken by Grayson Moat. New possession for Marietta. Moat, corner three, it's good. Grayson Moat, the freshman, steps in and knocks down the triple.
Again, inability of Miami Trace to finish with a possession. Got to make sure you hold that box out, get good position.
Parsley breaks the press. Hoffman for three off the mark. And it's Moat with the rebound for the Tigers. Whittakin skips it over to Hawkins. It's through his hands, a little off the mark on that pass. It sails out of bounds.
Yeah, great job transition defense. Miami Trace got 5 white jerseys back in front of the basketball and calls the turnover.
Logan Crossclose trying to pick up Baron Phipps full court one-on-one. Phipps, nice find. Parsley on the baseline and one. Evan Parsley, some great off-ball movement. A baseline cut, he'll head to the line for an and one.
Carson, how about that sequence from Evan Parsley? He was one of the key guys, transition defense. They got back and calls that passing lane to close down, to calls the turnover, and then a good cut without the basketball, gets an and one opportunity and knocks the free throw down.
All knotted up at 8 after the old-fashioned three from Evan Parsley. Tigers trying to work against this 2-3 zone. Some good on-ball defense from Parsley. Zayden Whittakin Into the corner, now back to Whittakin. Whittakin crossing, jump stops, gets tied up, and a foul on the floor.
Again, Miami Trace pretty active off of the dribble, a lot of active hands in the dribble gap, but I think what's happening is their inability to guard the ball one-on-one is leading to some of their problems on the defensive glass.
Hawkins inbounds it. Here's a jumper from Whittakin off the mark, and it's Phipps with the long rebound for Miami Trace. Phipps, coast to coast, puts it up, can't finish. Rebound taking Grayson Moe for Marietta. Hawkins trying to split the defense. Hawkins goes up, puts it in. And one. Trey Hawkins attacks the paint and uses the glass to perfection.
Yeah, those are the ones that drive you nuts as a coach, Carson. That's the whole reason you're in the defense, right, is to try to close down the dribble gap, and he just simply splits. Pretty good physical play off the dribble, maintains the control of the basketball, maintains balance, and finishes.
Trenton McVeigh checks in for Marietta, his first action of the night. It's Trey Hawkins there to attempt the free throw, can't get it to fall. An offensive rebound taken by Marietta, and it'll stay with the Tigers. Owen Riley tipped the ball towards the baseline, threw it off a Miami Trace defender, and wins possession back for the Tigers. Luke Armstrong will check back in for Miami Trace.
Yeah, great extra effort. Marietta right now winning the battle of possessions just simply off the offensive glass.
There's Hawkins in the corner. Hawkins thought about it. Backs it out of the three-point line instead. As Whittakin got stripped, taken away by Miami Trace. Bowers up the floor to the basket. Gage Bowers steals and finishes on the other end.
Yeah, outstanding job using your defense to go get easy ones on the other end to get even at 10.
Panthers staying in the zone. Here's McVeigh at the top. Grayson Mote kicks it out to Trey Hawkins. Tigers in no rush here against the Panther zone. Hawkins trying to drive past Parsley. Hawkins traveled.
The call.
Almost bumped into Luke Armstrong there, and I think that got his feet moving where he didn't want it to.
Yeah, just over dribbling against the zone. Got to be able to move people and move the ball. Marietta got a little stagnant there.
Panthers break the press. Here's Parsley across the timeline. Parsley tried to feed Baker off the screen. Baker fires it back out to Bowers. Bowers puts up a long three. It's off the back of the rim. Offensive rebound, Baker. Now Phipps puts up the three. He gets fouled, and he'll head to the line for three.
Yeah, great effort from Baker there to keep it alive, and now it's Miami Trace winning an extra chance at it, and then on the second three-point attempt, draw the foul and able to go and shoot three of them here. Chance for Miami Trace to play out in front for the first time.
First shot from Phipps falls. Baron Phipps came over from Clinton Massey in the offseason. He was the starting quarterback for the Panthers football team, who had a pretty great season as well. Some of his football success has transferred over to the basketball court this season. He's unable to knock down the first one. Logan Grossclose back into the game for Marietta.
Well, so athletic, so versatile on both ends. I talked about his versatility on the defensive end earlier. Offensively, as the perimeter shots come on, he's a really tough kid to defend because of his ability to go inside and out.
Baron Phipps knocks down two of the three from the stripe. Miami Trace ahead 12-10. Minute 30 here in the first quarter here in the Convocation Center. Hawkins swings it to Grossclose. Now Moe, turnaround jumper, won't go. Phipps the rebound, throws it ahead to Bowers. Bowers through traffic, lost it, gets it back. The turnaround fadeaway, he traveled. It was a great play by Bowers to stay with it, just didn't control his feet.
It was, and give Marietta a lot of credit. We talked about if you want to win this basketball game tonight, you better sprint back. And that time there was no quit in the Marietta transition defense. Again, just a little bit of effort. It puts that into a situation to even be called traveling. So, again, that's what you're looking for there is great effort sprinting end to end.
Braden Plogger checking in for Marietta for the first time tonight. Moe in the corner. trying to avoid a trap. Finds Whittakin in the corner. Whittakin skip pass to Hawkins, top of the key. Hawkins driving up and under, swatted away by Julian Baker. The sensational athlete, Julian Baker, showing off early on in the convo.
Yeah, great help side. And again, Marietta starting to fall in love with the dribble a little bit earlier in the game. They're getting just a little bit better player and ball movement.
Cross closest, top of the key, three rolls in and out. Parsley the long rebound. Parsley spins, trying to find Baker inside, taken away by Marietta. It's Hawkins across half court. Hawkins driving, he stepped out in front of Miami Trace's bench.
Yeah, probably trying to do a little too much with it. Didn't really have numbers there. I think he was afraid he was going to get trapped on the side if he held it up and just caught a little bit of the sideline. But again, Marietta has shored up the transition defense there a little bit. But Miami Trace kind of weathered the storm here. Now up 2 with the basketball. Carson, let's see if they hold for the last shot. 27 and counting.
It's Gage Bowers over to Barron Phipps. Coming on 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Phipps drive off 2 feet and puts it in. Barron Phipps, the pull-up.
Tough shot. I thought he went a little early with it, but when it goes in, it kind of makes it a little bit better. But now Marietta with a chance to come back.
5 seconds. Whittakin out to Moat, corner 3 off the mark. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter from the convo. Miami Trace in front of Marietta, 14-10 in this Division III district semifinal. Second quarter coming your way. You're watching Ohio High School District Tournament basketball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Have you experienced simply brilliant fiber internet? Yeah, that's Glow Fiber. Lightning fast internet that keeps up with your busy life. A reliable fiber-to-the-home network, whether you're working, learning, playing, or streaming. And best of all, Glow Fiber has real local support from real people who are happy to talk to you. And switch now for your first month free. Faster, more reliable fiber internet with real local support. Glow Fiber, simply brilliant.
This Ohio High School basketball tournament broadcast is brought to you by G&J Paving. G&J Paving, serving Southern Ohio for over 30 years. And by Centerpoint Church. Centerpoint believes in investing in the next generation and is proud to support high school sports across the region. Visit centerpoint.church for service times and more information. Centerpoint Church. Back here in the Convocation Center on the campus of Ohio University, it's Miami Trace ahead of Marietta, 14-10 in this Division III district semifinal. Carson Francis and Shane Combs back with you. Shane, your thoughts on the first quarter? Miami Trace started off a little slow. They were able to weather the storm and build a 2-score lead.
Yeah, I love how Miami Trace just stayed with it. I thought they struggled on the defensive glass early in the quarter. Marietta unable to capitalize on some of those, and then Miami Trace able to get it going behind Barron Phipps with 7 and Gage Bowers with 4.
Tigers with the first possession as Gross close can't knock down the corner 3. Offensive rebound, Whittakin can't finish the putback. The ball rattles off of Miami Trace out of bounds. We notice Panthers going man-to-man after playing zone almost the entire first quarter.
Yeah, just trying to mix it up. You know, a pretty athletic bunch here for Miami Trace, and even they're unable to rebound.
Here's a 3 from Whittakin off the front of the rim. Miami Trace pushing up the floor. Here's Evan Parsley. Parsley puts it up off the glass and in. Evan Parsley gets out in transition, finishes at the rim.
Yeah, just a big-time athletic finish there, and Miami Trace starting to find something here in transition.
Whittakin on the near side wing comes off the screen. Panthers going back to a zone look on defense.
Notice how Marietta's starting to hold the ball a little longer, maybe over-dribbling just a little bit. Got to get some ball movement here.
Riley in the post. Riley spins, pump fakes, puts it up and in. He'll go to the line for the and one. Owen Riley showing off the footwork.
That's a big-time move there. You're right. Good feet, good body control, good strength, and that's much needed. If Marietta can get the ball inside there, they kind of cooled off from the perimeter. You look up field goal percentage around 24%, shooting about 18% from the three-point line. That's a much higher percentage look there from Riley.
Riley, a season-high 32 points in a win over Warren back in January. He misses the free throw. Marietta gets the rebound. Riley again in the post. Riley up and under, can't finish, gets his own rebound and puts it up. He'll go back to the line for 2 more. Owen Riley, only 6'3", but doing the dirty work in the post.
Yeah, completely unofficial. I think that's almost 10 second chance opportunities for Marietta, and we're only about a minute into the second quarter, so that's just a recipe for disaster. So far, so good, and Miami Trace up 4. That's something they're going to have to clean up.
Riley's first one rattles in. I think one of the things, if you're Marietta, that might frustrate you a little bit is your lack of ability to convert on those second chance opportunities.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's where Coach Gardner just continue to encourage his guys, because anytime you get that type of effort, you applaud that. You just feel like you continue to get those, it'll pay off.
Julian Baker hauls in the rebound after Owen Riley splits the difference at the foul line. 16-13 Miami Trace. Parsley finds Bowers cutting. Bowers driving, got it poked away, taken away by the Tigers.
Yeah, good dribble gap help there against Bowers. Calls the turnover.
Whittakin finds Riley. Riley, the runner, too strong. Long rebound taken by Lucas Miller. Feeding Riley. Riley under the basket, off the glass and in.
Love Riley's physicality and just how active he is down around the rim.
Owen Riley's given Marietta a spark here in the second quarter. They trail by 1 as there's a foul called against Marietta. It'll go on Zayden Whittakin.
Yeah, right idea. Felt like Baker didn't see him coming on the dig. Just caught a little bit of arm there.
Ty Huffman will re-enter for Miami Trace, as will Braden Plogger for Marietta. It'll be Bowers to inbound on the baseline for the Panthers.
Huffman returns to the lineup, replacing Fitz.
Miami Trace looking to get back into the district final for the first time since 2017. There's some contact there on the shot from Evan Parsley, taken away by Marietta. There's Riley through traffic. Riley got it knocked away, falls on the floor for it, taken away by Bowers. Bowers through traffic, got it knocked away and taken away by Marietta. And a foul in the backcourt against Bowers. Logan Grosskloss got the steal. It was almost immediately fouled by Bowers. He's getting a little physical here in those last couple plays.
It is. It's very physical off the dribble, physical in the dribble gap, and you just got to understand the level of opponent that you're playing. Extremely athletic, long, active. Got to get low at the dribble and not over dribble into that gap.
There's Hawkins, top of the key. Now Riley, near side wing. Riley attacking. Riley step through, too strong. Baker the rebound. Bowers up the floor. Bowers driving opposite side. Bowers step through, puts it up off the mark. Plogger almost had the rebound. Huffman with it now. Huffman puts it up and in.
On the follow for 2, Ty Huffman.
Ty Huffman stays with it. Takes it away from Marietta and cashes in with 2 points.
Yeah, with Bowers, that relentless downhill, drawing a lot of black jerseys, and Huffman just stayed with it on the offensive glass. Gets easy too.
Lucas Miller for 3. It's good. Lucas Miller lets it fly from downtown. We're tied at 18.
Yeah, great look, great stroke. Marietta's had some good looks at the three-point line.
Nice dish from Parsley to Baker, but Baker's unable to finish. Hawkins out to Miller, extra pass, Grosskloss the 3 off the mark. And Huffman hauling in the board.
Yeah, great extra pass, just couldn't get it to go down. That was good basketball in the secondary break.
Bowers the drive, Gage Bowers, too easy. Timeout Marietta. 4:17 left here in the first half. 30-second timeout will keep it here. Gage Bowers gets downhill with ease. Puts 2 on the board for Miami Trace.
Yeah, Bowers into his sophomore year here. He's just relentless downhill. We've talked about it quite a bit. You know, you look there and he's only got the 5 points and he's yet to have an assist, but that doesn't even let you know what he's doing to impact the game, because he's playing downhill. He's drawing defenders, allows people to get on the offensive glass, and when he's that aggressive, I think that puts Miami Trace a little bit in that mindset. Miami Trace shooting over 50% from the floor, and the aggressiveness of their point guard here in the first half has a lot to do with setting the table.
See Gage Bowers in his team huddle with head coach Ben Ackley. Took over in 2021 the Division III District 14 Coach of the Year in 2026. He's taken this Miami Trace boys program to a new level after he had a lot of success as a head coach of the girls program a couple years ago as well.
Yeah, no question. Outstanding basketball coach, has a good feel for his team and the way they need to play to be successful. He's done a terrific job of keeping them together as they went through some adversity here in the last 10 days.
Panthers ahead of Marietta 20-18. We're about halfway through the second quarter here in Athens. There's Hawkins on the drive, jump stops, puts it up, and he traveled.
Good job of showing the hands, avoid the foul. And right now, Marietta trying to get into the paint, but the length of Miami Trace bothering him a little bit.
There's a full court pass to Baker. Baker driving and draws the foul. Lucas Miller trying to step in and take the charge. I'll just say he wasn't set. Good effort, though, from the senior.
Looked like something you and I watched a couple times in the fall.
Yeah.
Where Baker was leaking out of the backfield there for a big catch. That time he makes the athletic catch over the top and plays aggressive to the rim. Bang, bang call. Could have went either way, but Baker's going to earn a trip to the line.
Julian Baker, the first-team All-FAC member. Knocks down his first one. Julian Baker, as we mentioned, a terrific football player, running back for the Panthers. He's got some nice Division I football offers, including from the new national champion, the Indiana Hoosiers.
Well, you watch him and you certainly understand why, and how that translates over to the basketball court is a really, really physical, athletic kid that's versatile and can do a lot of things just with his effort and his energy.
Second shot from Baker rolls in and out. Huffman, the offensive rebound. Putback's no good. Rebound taking Grosskloss for Marietta. Trey Hawkins over to Riley. Riley up and under, no good. Second effort, puts it up, and the foul. Owen Riley delivering inside.
I talked about Bowers on one end. Riley's been a little bit of the same here in the second quarter for the Tigers. The 6'3" senior just relentless to the goal. And then I love how he stays with it. A lot of times the shooter's the first to know that it's going to be off, and he just goes and rebounds it and puts it right back. Has all 7 of his points here in the second quarter. Make it 8. He also has 5 rebounds.
Tied up at 21, Owen Riley, the leading scorer on this Marietta squad, averaging 16.7 a night. Armstrong one-on-one with Trey Hawkins. Now Bowers with it. Bowers off the screen. Bowers, the mid-range pull-up off the front iron. Rebound taken, Hawkins. Hawkins behind the back. Hawkins goes up through traffic and knocks it through. Trey Hawkins going coast to coast. Calls his own number.
Yeah, tough finish, but I do like the secondary break look before the defense gets set.
Phipps can't knock down the corner three. Offensive rebound, Ty Huffman. Bowers over to Huffman. Huffman for three. It's no good. Grosskloss the rebound for Marietta.
Yeah, great box out inside position. Now Marietta up 2 with the basketball. Needs to get a good look here against the zone.
Hawkins over to Grosskloss. The drive off 2 feet. Can't finish. Gets his own rebound and he puts it in the second time. Logan Grosskloss.
I'm not so sure Riley didn't get a hand on that one too. Just a lot of activity on the offensive glass. Now Marietta up 4.
Now Phipps, the runner. Phipps off the front of the rim. Gets his own rebound. Puts it up and he'll go to the line.
Carson, it's just incredible to think of the length and athleticism that's out there on that court right now. And when you think of some of these matchups back and forth, we've watched Riley up on the offensive glass on one end. You watch someone like Phipps, and you just have a lot of probably, I would say, future college athletes in respective sports. Maybe not necessarily basketball, but a lot of college athletes in this particular game here at the high school D3 level. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Evan Parsley back on the floor for Miami Trace. Second free throw from Barron Phipps is up and good. The sophomore goes 2 for 2 at the stripe. 25-23 Tigers.
Phipps with 9 to lead the Panthers.
Trenton McVeigh over to Trey Hawkins. Now back to McVeigh for 3 off the mark. Rebound taken by Baker up the floor. Parsley to the basket. Too short. Just wedged it between the rim and the backboard. Hawkins on the other end. Tried to fire an underhand pass. Batted away by Miami Trace. Barron Phipps recovered it on the floor, but he had it out of bounds. Possession stays with the Tigers. Both teams staying aggressive in those passing lanes.
They are, and they just have to clean up some of the efficiency. Try to do too much with it on both ends there, really.
There's Owen Riley in the corner. Feeds Hawkins. Hawkins doubled. Gets it out to Gross-Close. Now McVeigh. Gross-Close driving. Gross-Close underneath. Can't finish. Riley's there for the putback. Owen Riley. Right place, right time.
Yeah, really starting to take over the second quarter here. He's just been a huge factor down low and on the offensive glass. Marietta back up 4.
Phipps crossing over. Phipps getting downhill. Too short on the attempt. Rebound taken by the Tigers. Loose ball at half court.
Great effort.
Dive by Gross-Close to pick up the ball. Possession arrow pointing to Marietta, but what an effort on both sides.
Yeah, that's how. I don't care who you're rooting for. If you don't like that, you're just not enjoying the game.
I think Logan Gross-Close wants to play another game here at the Convo.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for there. And that, we talk about, Marietta's a team with 8 seniors on their roster. A lot of times you get these seniors into this moment and they realize the urgency that you have to play with. Every possession so important.
There's Ty Huffman bringing up the floor for the Panthers. As a foul almost immediately after he crossed the mid-court line committed by Owen Riley. That'll be his second.
Yeah, and a little bit of a fatigue foul there, and one you just can't afford to give when you consider how important you are to your team. There's only a minute to go in the second quarter. Now that puts you to the bench there for the last minute, but it also makes an early third quarter foul, your third foul, and that could be a factor later. So that could be a big play that kind of goes unnoticed here.
Braden Plogger back into the game for Marietta. There's Huffman on the drive, highly contested, can't finish. Long rebound taken by Plogger. Up the floor, here's Hawkins to the basket, can't finish. Parsley racing up the hardwood for Miami Trace.
Second or third time on both sides where you see a guy on a layup just try to do too much.
Bowers puts up the jumper off the front of the rim. Hawkins hauls in the rebound. Coach Austin Gardner telling his team slow down. They want probably the last shot of the first half.
I would think so. You're up 4 with the basketball. Both teams probably feel like they've left some points out there, but if you're Marietta, I would certainly think that you'd feel pretty good if you get a quality look here, a chance to go up 6 or 7, but no worse than 4.
7 seconds. Here's Trey Hawkins. Hawkins crosses over, steps through, almost lost it, gets it back, and puts it off the glass just before the first half buzzer. That brings us to halftime from the Convocation Center. The Marietta Tigers in front of Miami Trace, 29-23 in this Division III District Semifinal. We'll step aside, give our thoughts on the first half, and look at what adjustments both teams need to make going forward. You're watching Ohio High School District Tournament Basketball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top-quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
For 175 years, the Glockner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. Every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, you leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
Experience the hometown Chevrolet difference. Check out our huge selection of Silverado trucks, Equinox SUVs, and the latest Chevy models. Priced to move and ready to hit the road today. Plus, with the Hometown Advantage, you get free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. That's real value and real peace of mind. Your hometown Chevrolet is proud to be your trusted local dealer of new and pre-owned inventory, delivering unbeatable deals and top-notch service. Visit us today at 501 West Emmett Avenue in Waverly or start shopping online at yourhometownchevy.com.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
Swinging a liner to left field. Pates will walk it off. That one base is loaded in 2. Pitch. It is low, and this one dripped the pitch. Skied into center field, hit pretty well. Major back to the track, to the wall. It is gone.
We welcome you back into the Ohio University Convocation Center as it's halftime of this Division III District Semifinal. The Marietta Tigers are in front of Miami Trace 29-23. The winner of this contest will come back here to the Convo on Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock, where they will face the winner of Zanesville and New Philadelphia in a Division III District Final. Carson Francis and Shane Combs back with you. Shane, your thoughts on the first half and Marietta being in front of Miami Trace by 6?
Well, I thought Miami Trace weathered the storm, but Marietta just continued to bring the storm. And by the time you got to the half, Marietta just kind of started to wear on them a little bit. And what I mean by that is you look in the first quarter, Miami Trace kind of survived an onslaught of Marietta offensive rebounds. They led it 14-10. They were pretty efficient on the offensive end, shooting 55% from the floor, where Marietta was only 25%. Again, they were rebounding the ball a bunch, but they weren't able to put it back in. But then as you get to the second quarter, slowly but surely, led by Owen Riley, who had 10 points there in that second frame, he started to take the game over a little bit, and as a result, they got the ball at the rim more. The shooting percentage has come up. It's gone up over 32% now for Marietta, where it's dropped down to 32% for Miami Trace. And I think that's been that relentless attack at the rim by Marietta that's just been a little too much for Miami Trace to handle. But still just 6-point basketball game as we expected. We thought it'd be a little bit higher scoring than we see in some of the games that you and I call together, and we thought it would be pretty entertaining. And athletically, we certainly had that.
Marietta's gotten a groove here in the second quarter, partially a big part due to the play of Owen Riley. He had a big second quarter, but one thing that could come back to bite Marietta was he picked up that second foul there late in the second quarter, and if he starts the second half, he picks up an early foul. he might have to sit for a little bit.
Yeah, it puts a lot of pressure on Coach Gardner if that does happen. And you make a great point there. And I thought that was a little bit of a fatigue foul with about 1:02, I think it was, to go in the second quarter. So again, when you're that valuable to your team, you're a senior, 6'3", Owen Riley's, who we're talking about there, number 14, who was just terrific in that first half. He needs to be really aware of that, Carson, into the third quarter. What makes that so difficult is if you're Coach Gardner, you don't want him to lose his physicality. You don't want him to lose his aggressiveness. But keep in mind that particular foul, that had nothing to do with that. That was more, what would you say, 40 feet from the basket where he just reaches in.
While we're talking about Marietta, let's take a look at their head coach, Austin Gardner, who, again, took over the program back in 2022 when this program was nowhere near what it is now. They went through a dry spell as far as they just weren't winning a lot of games. They were not at this stage, and then Coach Gardner took over. He's 73-20 in his first 4 years, and a lot of that comes from his experience coaching as a grad assistant at Bowling Green and also at the JV level at Findlay High School. He's the 2024 Southeast District Coach of the Year. Really brought this Marietta program back to one of the more feared in the Southeast District.
Yeah, I think he does a terrific job. As I studied him on film throughout the year and even a little bit closer this week, they share the basketball. They have good culture. They're connected. You don't have, in high school basketball, Carson, you have 4 different guys average 10 points or more a game without being able to share the basketball. So that right there tells you, are they talented? Absolutely. But beyond that, they're unselfish. They share the basketball. They play extremely hard. They get on the offensive glass. I've watched 2 or 3 times tonight where the ability just for someone to sprint back, give a little bit extra effort, has maybe kept Miami Trace from laying the ball in on the other end. And boy, is that important, because make or miss, you can tell both of these coaches would like to see their guys turn and go a little bit. And I've just been real impressed with the overall performance of Marietta to this point.
Now, looking at Miami Trace, again, they're without the FAC Player of the Year in Adam Guthrie, and we talked about how Marietta got a lot of second chance opportunities. You have to wonder how many of those they'd be getting if Guthrie was playing on the floor tonight. But Miami Trace is as less than ideal as things have gone. You said it, you're only trailing by 6 at the half, and you've had the lead at points. You know you can compete with the other side. What do they need to do to get back in front, to chip away at what Marietta's done to end the first half?
I think they have to take the tempo they want to play with and just bring it back one notch to where they keep themselves just a little bit more under control. Think about how many open court opportunities they've had. They've missed 1 or 2 almost point blank all by themselves, but they've even had 2 or 3 other opportunities where they had a chance to convert. A couple times they even got to the free throw line. Well, then you go and you may only make 1 or 2, or maybe you miss some or whatever. So if you're Miami Trace on the defensive end, you don't hate your original defense overall. When you've had 5 people back, into your zone, overall not bad if you can rebound the basketball. That's been the X factor so far. And then on the offensive end, like I said, can you slow down just a little bit and just finish a little bit better around the rim? If you can do that, I think you're gonna have a far better offensive performance than the 23 you put up in the first half.
Miami Trace looking for their first win here at the Convo since 2017, a 62-53 win over Athens in a Division II district semifinal. Be their first trip to the district final since then, where they're also looking for their first district title since 1998.
Yeah, Miami Trace also looking for its first 3-point field goal tonight. So that's another thing when you're playing a team with the length and athleticism of Marietta. Boy, does that really shrink the floor in the quarter court. I think that's even more so why Miami Trace like to get out and play in secondary break. But, we always say it, look, it's Marietta +6 right now. Let's pay attention to the first 3 or 4 minutes as you come out, see which team can kind of either extend the lead or dent into that disadvantage a little bit. And let's also pay attention to the foul situation. You have Phipps with 2, and you have Bowers with 2, and then you assume Riley will return here, and he'll also have 2.
It'll be Marietta basketball to start the second half. Zayden Whittakin will inbound to start us off here in the third quarter, this Division III district semifinal from the Roundhouse on Richland. Miami Trace back to his zone look defensively. Hawkins fell down, kept possession of the basketball.
Yeah, Carson, pay close attention to Phipps on the point. See when he flattens out to try to take the elbow away.
Whittakin over to Hawkins. Now Miller in the corner. Gross close, short corner. Gross close finds Riley. Riley trying to back down Julian Baker. Picks up his dribble, gets it out to Whittakin. Skip pass intended for Hawkins, deflected. Hawkins fires inside to Riley. Riley pump fake, slices it off the backboard. Offensive rebound, Marietta. Gross close, driving, underhand, layup is good. Logan Gross close, the drive, and the nice soft touch for the finish.
Yeah, it really was, and again, it's a second chance opportunity made possible by that extra effort. Gross close with a nice finish on the scoop.
Largest lead of the evening for the Tigers. Miami Trace's first possession of the second half. Julian Baker on the block. There's Bowers from outside. That's no good. And Zayden Whittakin hauling in the rebound.
Yeah, the versatility of Marietta really makes their on-ball defense pretty good. Bowers having trouble turning the corner and getting to his spot.
There's Riley, mid-post. Back out to Whittakin. Whittakin thought about it. He'll drive instead. The jump stop. Turns around, tried to skip it out to Miller. Marietta resetting the offense.
Like the idea of getting to the 2-foot spot, making the extra pass. You just got to pass and catch a little cleaner.
Hawkins driving middle, kicks it out. Miller. Miller driving the runner, slices it off the backboard. It's a little long to that left side.
Coach Ackley wanting him to go a little bit with some tempo, beat this defense down the court.
Bowers rejecting the screen from Julian Baker. 6 points on the evening for the sophomore Gage Bowers. Baron Phipps finds a cutting Bowers. Bowers working on Miller. Bowers falling away, can't get the roll. And the bounce, long rebound, Julian Baker. Phipps for three, that's no good. And a loose ball foul against Miami Trace.
Nice job by Baker to win an extra possession. Phipps walking right into a three. As I said, Miami Trace still looking for that first three ball, and I do think that would be a nice little lift to just try to get some perimeter offense. A little bit of a danger time here for Miami Trace. Still only 8, but with Miami Trace in this zone, you hate to see Marietta go into double digits if you're Miami Trace.
Whittakin fires, can't knock down the jumper. Rebound taken, Luke Armstrong. Now Bowers bringing it up the floor. Bowers handoff to Ty Huffman. Now Luke Armstrong. Bowers gets it back. Bowers driving. Bowers goes up off 2 feet, draws the foul. And it might not be much, but it might be just what you need for Miami Trace, just the opportunity to see one go in.
Yeah, well, especially if you're Bowers. This is a tough matchup for Bowers because, again, what I was talking about, not very many teams have multiple guys with the size and length of Marietta, the ability to force him into some tough twos. So if he gets to the free throw line, that one a little short. But, again, he's someone who can get a little streaky at times, but, boy, when it gets going, he can really score in bunches.
Grayson Moat will check back into the game for Marietta, his first action of the second half. Bowers goes 1 for 2 at the line. Gets the first point of the second half for Miami Trace.
If you're Miami Trace, you really need to try to spark something off your defense, see if you can get out in transition. If you're Marietta, you want to continue to execute inside out.
Hawkins backs it out. Finds Riley mid-post. Riley pump fakes, goes up and gets fouled. Owen Riley has been a force inside the paint. It continues here in the third quarter. He rewards himself with 2 free throws.
Yeah, he's really good away from the ball of just understanding how to make himself available. A little step in there against the zone. Gets the defender on his back, and his guard delivers a nice bounce pass.
First shot from Owen Riley is good. Evan Parsley will re-enter for Miami Trace.
As we said at halftime there, Riley leads Marietta in scoring here now with 11 on the evening. As you said, he averages, 17 a game?
Now just under 17 a game, season high of 32. Shown the ability to have a lot of big scoring nights, and I think we're seeing why. Second one from Riley, no good after a touch just about.
He was the one that got in there from the free throw line and got a hand on that one.
Back of the rim, bounce all the way up to the top of the backboard. Nice ball movement from the Panthers on the other end as Huffman cashes in with 2. As Coach Ackley quickly burns a timeout after the basket from Ty Huffman. 4:27 to go in the third quarter. That was a great, quick possession for Miami Trace.
Well, some of the best player movement they've had away from the basketball. They ran a little action on ball side, and then as the midline had to come over to help, Huffman with a nice cut to make himself available for the easy deuce on that backside. Miami Trace now back within 6. Coach Ackley going to try to take a look defensively here. Let's see if he stretches it out, maybe puts a little pressure on, or maybe the timeout was just more about getting set and trying to really sure up the paint. Marietta's been able to get Riley a couple touches here early in the half.
This is game 1 of our Division III district semifinal doubleheader. The next game scheduled for an 8 p.m. tip-off as Jackson and Chillicothe square off in a rubber match.
That one shouldn't be too bad.
I'm excited for that one,
No,
Shane. I
no
don't know
question.
about you, but
no question.
those teams, FHC rivals, split the regular season. And now the rubber match here in the Convo for a trip to the district final. Back to this game as Marietta looking to work against this zone that Miami Trace is stuck with almost all night.
They extend it out a little bit here. That's where Phipps stays more into the high post, and if you're Marietta, you want to try to get some cuts and again play inside out. Walk into a 3 or maybe get Riley into a one-on-one spot.
There's Hawkins working through traffic. Underhand pass, Grayson Moat. Now Lucas Miller. Gotta love the patience by this Marietta offense. There's Hawkins attacking. Hawkins off 2 feet, and Hawkins lands a hit there off the glass for the deuce.
Like how Hawkins just slowed himself down a little bit and used a little bit of a low dribble through the dribble gap, and he kind of just weaved himself all the way to the rim. Probably a little too easy.
8 points now for Trey Hawkins. There's Phipps, the mid-range jumper off the front iron. And the rebound won by Lucas Miller, just couldn't control himself, and that's a travel. You can't hate the effort.
No, and again, that's the physicality of today's game. You just have to play through it and try to come down with your feet.
Bowers to inbound for the Panthers. Gets it into a cutting Baron Phipps. Now Parsley, the long triple off the mark. The rebound fought for and won by Owen Riley.
A lot of contact there in the backcourt. Got everybody stirred up a little bit.
Hawkins driving off 1 foot. That's no good. Riley, the offensive rebound. Riley, the putback. And one, Owen Riley. You can always count on Owen Riley to be there for cleanup duty. Shows it once more.
Carson, what happens there is Hawkins on the dribble penetration. The time before, remember, he was able to weave himself all the way to the rim. That time, not quite as uncontested at the rim, but it draws the second Miami Trace defender. So when the shot goes up and it's no good, now you got the best offensive rebounder on the court kind of going untouched to the rim.
Largest lead of the evening for Marietta. Owen Riley's got 14 points and 8 rebounds, putting Marietta on its back. As Bowers slices off the backboard, Huffman the offensive rebound. Huffman gets it back, goes up, and he'll head to the line. There's a nice pass from Julian Baker finding Ty Huffman on the backdoor cut.
Yeah, Huffman really come on here in the second half of his sophomore campaign. 6'6", very athletic, capable shooter. I think as he gets older, the three-point shot will do nothing but get better and better. But he's a dynamic athlete for sure, and they're really going to need him here in the second half if they're going to come from behind here down 11.
Huffman, only a sophomore. Knocks down the first one, had 8 points in that win over Athens on Tuesday. We'll see a substitution for Coach Ackley. Luke Armstrong back onto the floor for Miami Trace.
Big 238 here for Miami Trace. You know, free throw here, chance to get it within 9, and you've got to be able to string some stops together. One way that to help with the defensive rebounding problems is try to maybe create some turnovers, maybe get some balls poked loose, try to get Bowers out into the open court.
Second one from Huffman, rattles in and out, and it's poked out of bounds. It'll stay with Miami Trace. Now if you're the Panthers, this could be a huge opportunity.
Well, no question, you double up on possessions here, so able to execute here, get within 8 with the basket.
Here's Parsley down the lane, rejected, but he gets fouled and he'll head back to the line. Looks like foul will be charged against Grayson Moat.
Grayson Moat picking up that
his
foul.
second.
6-foot freshman. That shows off a little bit of his athleticism too. Meeting that ball up there at the peak of the drive and the release.
First shot no good from Parsley. Moat gave some great minutes there in the first half coming off the bench. And another guy who had some excellent minutes, some good possessions for Miami Trace was the man at the free throw line, Evan Parsley.
Yeah, he really did. He sparked him there a little bit, and this is where you got to be able to convert there at the free throw line. So missed opportunity there for Miami Trace. Missed 3 of them there on that possession.
Here's Hawkins to the basket, off the glass, it rolls in and out. A fight for it, won by Marietta. Hawkins, the second effort, knocks it through. Trey Hawkins stays with it and cashes in with 2.
Yeah, Marietta's just been too much on the offensive glass. That's been the story of this one.
Bowers on the other end, blocked by Hawkins. Bowers with it again, goes up and draws the foul. Trey Hawkins has been a warrior for Marietta tonight.
Yeah, he really has. And give Bowers a lot of credit there. He stays with it, continues to drive it. Here's where Miami Trace just got to be able to convert and make Marietta pay a little bit. So now you do have Riley with the 3 fouls, and you have Miller with 3 fouls on the Marietta side.
Bowers knocks down the first one. Julian Baker will re-enter for the Panthers. Braden Plogger now back into the game for Marietta as Owen Riley heads to the bench after picking up his 3rd.
Chance to cut it to 10 here, and then you're going to get to play 2:05 with Riley on the bench here.
Bowers going 2 for 2. It brings it back to a 10-point game, 2:05 to go in the 3rd quarter of this D3 district semi.
Miami Trace going to maybe pick the pressure up just a little bit here.
Hawkins across the timeline. Plogger setting a high screen. Hawkins one-on-one with Baker. Hawkins driving, gets downhill, can't finish. And a long rebound hit to Miami Trace. Baron Phipps comes up with it.
Yeah, outstanding defense from Baker.
And Phipps throws it away, intended for Bowers. Just don't think Bowers was ready for that.
Yeah, you just see a little bit of mental fatigue here with Miami Trace. They've just got to hang in there with it. It's still just a 10-point game. Missed opportunities here over the last, I'd say, 90 seconds at the free throw line, and then they're giving a possession away on an unforced turnover.
We'll see Miami Trace applying some pressure here. They doubled Trey Hawkins on the inbound. Now here's Lucas Miller. We talked in the pregame, Marietta played one of the toughest schedules out of anybody in the Southeast District. It's prepared them for this stage as they turn it over right there to travel. But so far, they've shown that their testing throughout the regular season has done them well.
Yeah, it really has. And I like the move there from Coach Ackley. Turn the pressure up a little bit, causes the turnover. Again, a chance to come back and get this into single digits.
Bowers pulls up from the foul line and gets the roll. Around and down for Gage Bowers. Back to single digits. And a foul almost immediately after the inbound against Evan Parsley.
Yeah, Miami Trace didn't love the call, but it's got a little over aggressive.
And a timeout called by Coach Gardner for Marietta. Will take it with them. 1:07 left in the 3rd quarter of this Division III district semifinal. You're watching Ohio High School District Tournament basketball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news. Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Have you experienced simply brilliant fiber internet? Yeah, that's Glow Fiber. Lightning fast internet that keeps up with your busy life. A reliable fiber-to-the-home network, whether you're working, learning, playing, or streaming. And best of all, Glow Fiber has real local support from real people who are happy to talk to you. And switch now for your first month free. Faster, more reliable fiber internet with real local support. Glow Fiber. Simply brilliant.
1:07 left here in the third quarter. Marietta in front of Miami Trace, 39-31 following a Tiger timeout. Tigers have the ball and the length of the floor to work with.
Yeah, if you're Miami Trace, you've started to pick the pressure up. You like how Bowers has started to find more space to play. You got to feel like if you're going to come all the way back here, it's going to be led by your sophomore point guard.
Here's Hawkins driving, skips it out to Lucas Miller. Miller, baseline drive, pump fake, step through, knocks it in. Lucas Miller, the 6-foot senior, steps inside with confidence.
Yeah, well done. Good shot fake there, good finish.
Phipps now on the other end. 10-point lead for Marietta. Phipps mid-post, the turnaround jumper off the mark. Rebound, Julian Baker, and the reverse for the putback. Julian Baker not wanting his team to go down easy. Fights for that putback, cashes in with 2. Hawkins, the runner on the other end. Bank is open for Trey Hawkins. 10 seconds to go. Bowers through traffic. Bowers goes up, can't finish. A long rebound taken by Hawkins. 3 seconds. Hawkins, the runner. Hawkins can't put it in. As the third quarter buzzer sounds, the Marietta Tigers in front of Miami Trace, 43-33. 8 minutes to go for a spot in the district title game. Don't go anywhere. You're watching district tournament basketball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
Look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
This Ohio High School District Basketball Tournament broadcast is brought to you in part by G&J Paving. G&J Paving, serving Southern Ohio for over 30 years. And by Centerpoint Church. Centerpoint believes in investing in the next generation and is proud to support high school sports across the region. Visit centerpoint.church for service times and more information. Centerpoint Church. So we're back here in the Convocation Center, 3 quarters down and 1 to go as Marietta has a 10-point lead on Miami Trace. We're 8 minutes away from punching a ticket to the district final.
Yeah, nice third quarter there for Trey Hawkins to kind of go with the outstanding play of Owen Riley. Riley 14 and Hawkins with 12 now.
Miami Trace trailing by 10. They need an answer quickly as Bowers tried to provide one there. He can't connect on the triple. Miami Trace has yet to connect on a 3-pointer tonight.
If you're Marietta, it's still kind of a middle ground where you don't want to take the air completely out of the ball. You certainly want to execute well, but you want to continue to stay on the attack, in my opinion.
This is Riley working on Baker in the post. Riley short arms that one. Baker hauls in the rebound. Armstrong across half court for Miami Trace. Now Bowers. Bowers driving, picks it up at the elbow and gets fouled. It looks like that's going to be the 4th foul on Owen Riley.
Yeah, it's a big call. And you know, you talk about defense. Baker's so good. We watched him earlier off the dribble. That time we watched him one-on-one in the post, kind of square up and guard. Shows you how many different things he can do on the defensive end.
Trenton McVeigh will check in for Marietta just 46 seconds into the fourth quarter, as Riley, the 6'3" senior, will head to the bench in foul trouble. Phipps trying to find someone on the inbound as he gets it into Huffman at the elbow. Now Baker, top of the key, handed off to Bowers. There's Huffman. Huffman contested three, air mails it. Not what you needed at all if you're Miami Trace.
Yeah, Miami Trace's bench felt like he was hit on the elbow a little bit, but certainly a little bit of a force there. They lost their floor spacing a little bit, and when you do that against the size and athleticism of Marietta, it just really shrinks the floor.
A year ago, Miami Trace, undefeated, came to the Convo for the district title game. They fell to Steubenville. There's Hawkins down the lane, can't finish. Miami Trace needing something to keep their season alive. Here's Bowers to the basket and the finish. Gage Bowers zooms his way to the cup.
Yeah, difference there, Carson, was a little bit more of a direct drive, just relentlessly downhill.
There's Whittakin on the other end. Whittakin draws the foul.
Yeah, the lefty got to his strong hand after he got to know the scouting report. Once he got the step there, you look at 6'3", he's going to be able to get the shot up and draw that contact at the rim.
Zayden Whittakin at the line, can't connect on the first one. Whittakin to season high 33 earlier this season in a win over the Megs Marauders.
Yeah, I watched that game. He was terrific.
Second shot from Whittakin falls. 44-35 Marietta. Bowers, jump stop, spins. Bowers nifty with it. Nice kiss off the glass. Bowers again showing off the footwork.
Yeah, you're starting to see that aggressiveness. Marietta's got to really be aware of that and get the ball out of his hands, because you know Bowers is going to really look to take this thing over.
15 now for Gage Bowers. There's Whittakin on the other end, jump stops. Whittakin puts it up over the double team, but not before he traveled.
I feel like both officials had that. Again, you see the hand go up there, and they make eye contact. Good officiating crew. They make eye contact. They decide who had the best look at it. And then once they establish that, he makes the call.
Bowers handoff to Luke Armstrong. Now back to Bowers. Bowers puts up a long three and too short. The three-point shooting woes for Miami Trace continue as Gage Bowers a little too short on that attempt.
And Carson, you just wonder, it seems so easy from up here, you just wonder how much the two lines sometimes can mess with the player in terms of where they're at on the floor. That was really, really deep.
Logan Grossclose gets it out of the double team. There's Zayden Whittakin circling, lost it, taken away by the Panthers. It's Huffman. Huffman had trouble with it and he loses it, and right away commits the foul.
Yeah, just a missed opportunity there. Miami Trace comes up with the turnover. It looks like they're going to go out in the secondary break, looking to cut into a 7-point advantage, or disadvantage, I should say, and then they give the ball right back. That's a big-time missed opportunity.
I don't know how many times you've seen that.
No.
Little my bad ref on the handoff to Logan Grossclose, who inbounds it to Trey Hawkins from Marietta.
Still plenty of time here. If you're Miami Trace, you've been on to something here, turning the pressure up a little bit.
Hawkins one-on-one with Bowers, and Coach Gardner wants a timeout. We'll keep it here. 5:02 remaining. It's a 30-second timeout called by Austin Gardner and the Marietta Tigers. 5 minutes to go. Miami Trace trying to cut into this 7-point deficit. It's going to have to start with a stop.
It does, and if you're Marietta, this is the decision you have to make if you're Coach Gardner here. You've got to recognize at 44-37 with 5 minutes to go, how much do I really want to slow this game down? I think Miami Trace is going to turn the pressure up. So a lot of times if you get really timid with the basketball, I think that's what makes the pressure even better. With Marietta's talent, trust your experience, trust the seniors. And if you can play downhill through the contact, I think you could really expose Miami Trace here a little bit because they're going to start to gamble a little bit and come up with some opportunities to turn you over and try to get in the open court. Also, let's see how long he keeps Riley over there. Remember the 4 fouls at the 7:14 mark? Let's see when he decides to go back with his leading score.
They throw it into the backcourt for Trey Hawkins. Under 5 to go for a trip to the Division III District Final. Miller out of the corner finds Whittakin. Whittakin one-on-one with Huffman. Miami Trace going man-to-man. Whittakin gets past Huffman. Whittakin to the basket, lost handle of it. And it rolls out of bounds. I'll say Miami Trace deflected it, and it'll stay with the Tigers.
Yeah, good break for Marietta there. Now they're going OB under.
Box set for Marietta. Hawkins will set the table. Hawkins gets it into Whittakin. Whittakin, baseline drive. Trying to play bully ball with Huffman. Now Miller, far side wing. Miller goes opposite way. Whittakin in the corner to Trenton McVeigh.
Good discipline for Marietta. If you continue to do this, you'll eventually be able to turn the corner and you might get one all the way to the rim.
Hawkins driving. Hawkins through contact draws the foul. Good luck trying to stop Trey Hawkins getting to the basket.
Yeah, he has 12 points on the night. I thought he started to really play on the attack there in that third quarter downhill. I thought that started to put a lot of pressure on Miami Trace. It's 6 at halftime, 6 more in that third quarter, trying to add now to that 12 points I just mentioned.
6 rebounds to go along with it as well for the 6'3 senior third team All-Southeast District a season ago. Some Chillicothe Cavalier blue and some Jackson Ironman red filing into the Convocation Center. Jackson and Chillicothe set to square off right after this one in another Division III District semifinal. First one from Hawkins is nothing but net.
Yeah, oftentimes, Carson, on these doubleheader nights, if you get a tight fourth quarter in that 6:15 game, that's about as full as the Convo gets on the evening, and you can really create a good atmosphere.
Hawkins goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. And that'll bring his total to 14, a lead back up to 9 for Marietta. Bowers picks up his dribble, feeds Phipps in the short corner. Phipps backing down his defender, out to Bowers. Bowers steps back, puts up the 3 off the mark. Baker the rebound. Armstrong for 3, it's good! Luke Armstrong knocks down the triple. Timeout Miami Trace. We'll take it with them, 46-40 Marietta. You're watching Ohio High School District Tournament Basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
3:54 remaining here in the Convocation Center. Miami Trace's first 3 of the night. It's a big one. Comes out of the hands of Luke Armstrong to cut the deficit to 6, 46-40. Marietta still in front.
Yeah, they are, and that's where you just got to execute here. You know, the pressure's coming. You got to take care of the basketball. Riley has returned to the game here, so the answer to our question earlier looked like Coach Gardner probably had that 4-minute mark in mind. So he returns here to the court. He's got to be smart. But if you're Miami Trace, you want to continue to apply the pressure. Try to make sure you don't let the dribble get all the way to the to the rim and then make sure you finish with a box out. But if you're Marietta, I would stay aggressive downhill and continue to make good decisions at the rim. You don't want to force a tough two, but if you move the basketball with the talent level they have, they're going to find a matchup where they can get downhill.
That last three from Armstrong. Miami Trace's first three of the night and Armstrong's first 3 points. Miami Trace still in need of a stop. There's Whittakin, one-on-one with Huffman, gets it over to Lucas Miller. Now Miller trying to fire to Riley, high post taken away by Miami Trace. Bowers got it poked away and he's fouled.
Who do you call that on? Because there's a couple guys close there. This is a big call on the foul here.
We'll go on Zayden Whittakin. So now that's his 4th foul of the night.
So starting to add up here. And again, I didn't love Marietta coming out and spreading out that much with the idea of holding it. I like the idea of spreading it out to attack, and they got to stay a little bit more aggressive, in my opinion, off the dribble.
A nice find, Baker off the inbound. Baker the finish. Julian Baker showing off the strength inside. It's back to a 4-point game.
You'd start to read the body language on both sides here. Miami Trace with a late push here.
Hawkins working on Phipps, finds Riley. Riley, top of the key, handoff to Zayden Whittakin, now back to Riley. Logan Gross, close baseline, nice save. And Marietta keeps it. Hawkins double near half court, and a foul called. We'll go on Gage Bowers. I think Bowers kind of tried to sell the contact a little bit.
All of a sudden, that's his 4th. Keep in mind, Baker has 4, so those are 2 really, really big pieces here in what Miami Trace trying to do in this final 2:57. Got to be smart, no situational basketball.
Logan Gross close to inbound for Marietta, gets it into Whittakin. Whittakin doubled, throws it midair to Gross, close and throws it away. Miami Trace basketball.
Yeah, Coach Ackley's just been able to flip the entire script here in terms of using some pressure defense, chasing the basketball a little bit, and really, I think, had Marietta a little bit in between on what they want to do offensively.
Bowers finds Baker, high post, back to Bowers. Bowers the basket. Julian Baker to Gage Bowers. 2-point game. This Panther crowd on its feet here in the Convo. Timeout, Miami Trace will keep it with them.
Timeout, Miami Trace, 30 seconds.
2:36 remaining. You mentioned it earlier, Shane. Gage Bowers starting to take over. It's got Miami Trace back to within 2.
Yeah, you could see it coming in the 3rd quarter there. He was relentless downhill. He didn't have a lot to show for it. He did get to the free throw line some. What I like about the last 2 or 3 minutes is he's been able to slow himself down just a little bit and do some things away from the ball. That time he hits Baker at the elbow, and what's he do? Off of the denial, he makes a nice cut. Baker with the nice bounce pass, he lays it in. Now you're back to 2. If you're Miami Trace, you can continue. If you feel like you have the momentum, you can certainly continue to use the pressure and try to hurry them. Let me repeat what I said a second ago. Bowers and Baker with 4. They've got to be really, really smart. They mean too much to their team. They have to avoid fouling here.
Gage Bowers, 17 on the night. Trying to carry this team back to the Convo Wednesday night. Marietta trying to hold on. The double-digit lead for the Tigers dwindled all the way down to 2. Trey Hawkins stands at the top of the key for the Tigers. Hawkins off the screen, picks up his dribble, feeds Riley mid-post. Back out to Hawkins. Hawkins over to Miller. Miller pump fakes, drives, back out to Hawkins.
2 minutes.
2 minutes to the district final. Here's Hawkins inside. Riley blocked by Phipps. The rebound taken, Julian Baker. Bowers on the other end. Bowers blocked by Whittakin. Zayden Whittakin, sensational defense. Hawkins, the up and under, and the finish. Trey Hawkins. Listen to this Marietta crowd back up on its feet.
What a big-time answer there defensively. Whittakin coming back, Bowers into the open court, chance to tie it, and he delivers an outstanding defensive play, and then they use it on the other end. The entire second half, it's been Trey Hawkins, but we talked about his ability to finish at the rim. Now up to 16 on the evening. What a big-time sequence there, back and forth we go with some outstanding athleticism defensively on both ends.
The block by Zayden Whittakin, he was on the opposite end of the floor. Chased him all the way down, got the block, and set up 2 points. Marietta's gonna look back on that play, and that's needless to say, that's gonna hold a lot of weight if they're able to hold on and win this game.
It goes back to something I said earlier about seniors and the effort that it takes to win at this level. Sometimes it's not a big three. Sometimes it's not, free throws. Sometimes it's not anything to do with scoring the basketball. Sometimes it's just a simple desire to compete. And as you said there, all that was there was a senior that didn't want to see his team lose, and he just gives a little bit of an extra effort to even get in a position to make that play.
Just 2 years ago, Marietta, the #1 seed in the Southeast District, came here to the Convo in the district semifinal and fell to the 4 seed New Lexington. Tigers looking to flip the script here 2 years later. Baker inside, draws the foul, and it looks like that's going to be it for Owen Riley.
It's going to be 5, yep.
Owen Riley's night is done here at the Convo. 14 points, 10 rebounds. He'll have to watch the final minute 26 from the bench. What an effort and what a showing from Owen Riley.
Yeah, it really was, and if you think about it, the foul trouble, I go back to that second foul with 1:02 to go in the second quarter. That really played a factor in his overall minutes in the second half, and now these free throws become really, really big for Baker and the Panthers.
First shot from Baker off the back of the rim.
Next thing for Marietta, you want to make sure you have your box out assignments. You'll see a pinch and a shooter.
Baker's second one off the front of the rim, can't get the roll, Phipps the offensive rebound, and he gets fouled. See who this is going to be on. This could be huge. And it's going to go on Whittakin, so that's his 5th.
Yeah.
Back-to-back plays. 2 Marietta seniors go out due to foul trouble.
And Carson, I'd have to see it again on a replay. It looked to me like Marietta was pinching on that side, but the fact that the free throw bounced around on the rim, the strength of Phipps was able to push the box out down a little bit and just gain a little bit of an opportunity to win an extra possession. And now Phipps will try to knock down some free throws.
Grayson Moat and Braden Plogger, the subs for Marietta's. Phipps can't knock down the first free throw.
Well, on the free throw line becoming a factor, but now you're right back where you started. When I'm talking about pinching a shooter, on one side you pick a box out that you want to go 2-on-1. The other side you go 1-on-1 and that person gets the shooter. Didn't think Marietta did a real good job on the pinch last time.
Second shot from Baron Phipps. It gets the bounce. 4 free throws in a row for Miami Trace. They're only able to knock down 1. As Hawkins in the backcourt is fouled by Baron Phipps.
So now you get into a bunch of situational basketball here in the final 118.
So Trey Hawkins back to the line, a game high 16 for Marietta.
Free throw line hurting Miami Trace a little bit here in recent possessions. Now Hawkins gets a chance to see if he can flip the script, and he does on that first one.
Julian Baker back into the game for Miami Trace. As Coach Ackley going with some offense-defense situational rotations.
Hawkins now with the 17 shares high score honors with Bowers over on Miami Trace. Hawkins another free throw trying to take that advantage for his own, but more importantly put his team up a little bit more, but can't do it.
1 for 2 at the line goes Trey Hawkins. Minute 15 to go in the convo. Bowers doubled, swings it over to Armstrong. Armstrong, long three off the mark. Offensive rebound, Huffman's second effort's no good. Armstrong gets it back, he puts it up, and he'll go to the foul line.
Unbelievable effort from Bowers. Did you see where he ended up coming from? He was the one that got trapped out here right in front of us. He skips it over for the three-pointer. That was a deep three, by the way, from Armstrong. And it was Bowers. I bet you he went every bit of 40 feet down there to go get involved. And again, that's that extra effort.
Armstrong's first one off the front of the rim, the free throw line now becoming a big struggle for Miami Trace. Just one of their last 5.
Yeah, and you just got to stay with it. Look, I mean, no one's up there missing on purpose. You just have to mentally be able to put it past you and make the next one and cut it to one possession.
Second one from Armstrong, rolls in and out, and Hawkins hauls in the rebound and fouled almost immediately. And I think if that last
outstanding box out down there low, I couldn't tell who it was. I thought it was the
Braden Plogger.
Yeah, I think he had a really nice box out he held there. Big play.
The way that last free throw just rolled around almost every part of the rim and still didn't fall. I think that just sums up what kind of night it's been at the stripe for Miami Trace.
Well, a missed opportunity to get it back to one possession. Now, regardless of what happens here, it's still only going to be 2 possessions, but man, what a completely different type of game if you're able to cut it to, say, 2 there instead of it going back to 6. So still plenty of time. Miami Trace has got to go quick and get the best early look possible.
Hawkins knocks them both down. Trenton McVeigh back onto the floor for Marietta. Miami Trace running out of time. Here's Bowers. Bowers working inside. Bowers puts it up. Altered shot by Trey Hawkins, who gets the rebound. Up the floor, Gross close, foul by Armstrong. This Marietta faithful making the convo sound just like the jungle. They know they're that much closer to a trip to the district final.
Well, and what you love about that, if you're Marietta, you know how much talent you've had offensively all year. But when it's come down to championship time here late in the fourth, they've had some big-time defensive stops.
Logan Gross close knocks down the first one. 52-45.
Remember, you had the big-time block by Whittaker, and that time it was a really good one-on-one effort from Hawkins.
Logan Gross close goes 2 for 2 at the stripe. 8-point lead for Marietta. Desperation time for the Panthers. Bowers, the Euro step, draws the foul.
Yeah, missed opportunity there.
Trey Hawkins, his third.
Got all the way to the rim, just couldn't get it to go. So now the clock will stop. Trying to get it back to 6 in 2 possession. Let's pay attention to substitutions here on the Miami Trace side, because they got a couple guys on the court with 4 fouls, so that's certainly going to be a factor. You can't afford to lose Bowers. I know you don't have time to be too selective, but you'd really like to have his offense stay on the court.
Second shot, Bowers knocks it down. Evan Parsley back into the game, the offense-defense substitution for Miami Trace.
Yeah, and you got Baker there because of the 4 fouls on his side if he is going to give a foul.
They get it into Lucas Miller, who's fouled almost immediately.
4th foul for Baron Phipps.
Foul will be tagged on Baron Phipps, now his 4th.
Now it just becomes a simple game of free throw shooting, and you're looking at number of possessions that the team ahead is able to stretch it to. Right now, you're at 2 possessions. 1 make right here would go a long way in making it difficult for Miami Trace to get all the way back.
Trenton McVeigh back in for Marietta, as is Julian Baker for Miami Trace. If Marietta can hold on, they will be back in the district final for the first time since 2009. As the second shot from Miller rolls in and out. Bowers pulls up from downtown and hits it. Gage Bowers, the trifecta, timeout Miami Trace.
Just no quit in him. I mean, that's the thing about Bowers. That's why I was saying earlier, you hate to see him give the foul because you just need that young man's offense on the court, because as long as he's out there, you just feel like you still have a chance. And so if you're Marietta, you're right back to the drawing board. You got to be able to get it in, got to be able to make sure you avoid the turnover. Keep in mind, Marietta, it looks to me across the board there, has the possession arrow, so that could be a factor as well.
Bowers now with 22, leading all scores. He's only a sophomore, Shane. I don't know about you. I'm looking forward to watching him play the next 2 years for Coach Ackley.
Yeah, he's really gone to a different level this year as a scorer. You know, last year he could score. He was a little bit more of a playmaker. But then, obviously, as the year went on, they wanted to play with a little bit more tempo. We talked about that. And then when they lost Guthrie, they obviously had to get even more out of him, and he certainly delivered. Here's the other pickle that Coach Ackley's in, Carson. You look up there at the board, Phipps, Bowers, and Baker all with 4 fouls. So you want those types of athletes on the court because they can cause the turnover, but at the same time, you don't want to lose them just yet, because you probably feel like you can stretch out another, say, 4 possessions, 3 or 4 possessions here if you foul quickly.
Logan Crow's close inbounds to Lucas Miller. Miller trapped. Got to get rid of it, and Coach Gardner now wants a timeout. Marietta now out of timeouts, 25.5 remaining. They just got the ball in, couldn't get out of the trap. It's a smart timeout there for Marietta.
It is, and I'll tell you, John and I just talked about this on SOSA Overtime. Sometimes it's hard to tell if a team's trying to foul or not. Like when he caught that ball in the trap there, I'm not 100% sure he wasn't fouled, and I'm not so sure Miami Trace wasn't trying to give a foul. So a lot of times you're going for the ball, and if they call the foul, whatever. So if you're Marietta, you can't assume you're going to get the whistle. You just got to play. You got to play strong, and again, you don't have to panic if the hands do come in, because the possession arrow would favor you. If you're Marietta, the number one thing you can't have here is a live ball turnover where Miami Trace is able to go and lay that ball in immediately and cut it to 1 possession.
So we'll do things again. 25.5 remaining. Logan Gross close to inbound for Marietta. Miami Trace putting nobody on the inbound.
Hawkins all the way back at half court, now sprinting to the ball, and they got a hold as he was coming to the ball.
A foul before Marietta can get the ball in. That'll send Hawkins back to the foul line.
Carson, I love the design there from Coach Gardner. You notice how deep he put him there, and it ended up giving him so much space to kind of work athletically to the ball.
Hawkins, 19 points and 8 rebounds on the night. His first one off the front iron, and now just a sliver of hope still remaining for Miami Trace.
If Miami Trace goes quick, I think they can still probably get a 3rd possession out of this. So miss or make, I don't know that you have to have a 3. If it presents itself on the drive and kick to the right shooter, I guess you would take it. But that's not even really Miami Trace's game. I'd like to see Bowers have it and just get relentless to the goal. You know, Marietta doesn't want to foul.
Coach Gardner sends Trenton McVeigh into the lane to try and go get an offensive rebound. But Huffman's there for Miami Trace. Phipps on the other end. Phipps the drive and the finish. Baron Phipps puts it in. Back to a 2-point game. 18.9 to go. Miami Trace timeout.
Full timeout, and they're
just when Marietta looked like they were getting ready to put it on ice, with less than 20 seconds to go, Miami Trace has it back to 1 score.
Well, it's amazing what happens when you just miss a couple free throws. It becomes an empty possession. Love the mindset of Phipps there, not settling, getting all the way to the rim. As I said, you know Marietta doesn't want to foul you. You go, and you're able to lay it in. Now a 2-point basketball game. Still right around 19 seconds to go. As I said a second ago, I thought they could get 3 possessions. I still feel that way because I think they can get 2 more now, is the point I was making. So Marietta's going to have to do some work here at the free throw line.
Is it a situation for Miami Trace to where you try and get a steal off the inbound, and if you don't, you foul right away?
Yeah, I think so. I don't hate going in after the ball to see if you get. The problem is the possession error doesn't favor you. But no, I don't hate what you're saying in terms of going for that steal right away. But so far you've had a lot of success extending the game. You just have to be creative in terms of who fouls. So Coach Ackley's done a nice job of managing the foul trouble during these situations as well.
Both teams out of timeouts. Logan Gross close to inbound for Marietta. Hawkins trapped in the corner, knocked away. Miami Trace basketball. Unbelievable. Evan Parsley swatted the ball away from Trey Hawkins.
Jeez.
And
You
now
couldn't draw
Miami
better.
Trace can tie or take the lead.
And you get the dead ball to get Bowers back in the game. I was just getting ready to say, if you have a live ball turnover, you won't be able to get him back in because you don't have a timeout. So that was the absolute perfect thing for Miami Trace.
Bowers to inbound, trying to find Baker, taken away by Marietta. Lucas Miller, the steal, got it knocked away, and it'll stay with Marietta.
What a big-time play, senior Lucas Miller. What happened? Baker set the screen. He was rolling back. Bowers tried to drop the bounce pass. Miller comes all the way off the shooter in the corner, read it all the way. Big-time defensive play from the senior. Wow.
Grayson Moe to inbound for Marietta. 12.5 remaining. They get it into Hawkins. Hawkins trying to escape, finds Miller. 8 seconds. Miller gets fouled with 6.5 to go. He'll head to the line. Some big free throws await the 6-foot senior.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, it's a simple math problem now. If he makes them both, Miami Trace probably going to run out of time, especially without a timeout. So this is kind of going to set the table for Marietta to get out of here with a winner, for Miami Trace have a chance to tie it or win it.
First one from Miller, knocks it down.
Kind of fitting, Carson, that Miller's at the line considering he just made the defensive play down there.
The senior averaging only 3 points a night. He's gotten 9 so far in this one, and a big free throw right here to make it a 2-score game.
If he makes it, you got to get out of the way, do not touch anybody, and then you don't have to inbound it on the other end.
5 seconds. Bowers across half court. Bowers, the runner, off the mark, and that's your ball game. The Marietta Tigers are going to the district final. Unbelievable way to start our time at the Convo. Marietta holds on in a thriller.
Unbelievable basketball game. Let's give credit both sides. One, Miami Trace just refused to quit. You look back at the last 4 or 5 minutes, they had no business having a three-pointer in the air to tie it, but they did, so give them all the credit in the world. But hey, how about this Marietta team? We talked about it coming in. 20th win on the season, so balanced on the offensive end. I thought what was so fitting, though, it was 2 or 3 plays from about 3 different people on the defensive end that kind of get them out of here with the 3-point win. Outstanding.
55-52 Marietta, your final score. The Tigers are coming back to the Convo Wednesday night to play for a district title. We'll quickly take a break, give our final thoughts on this one, and get ready for our next game between Jackson and Chillicothe. You're watching Ohio High School Tournament Basketball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
I'm Tyler. And I'm James. We want to thank you for continuing to make the Root Sports and Fitness Center your headquarters for youth sports in Southern Ohio.
Back here in the Ohio University Convocation Center as the Marietta Tigers win a thriller against Miami Trace in this Division III district semifinal. Carson Francis and Shane Combs back with you. Shane, what a game and what a way to start our time at the Convo. Marietta comes out on top.
Yeah, like I said, I can't say enough good things about both teams. You know, Marietta just so talented. The senior led, 8 seniors on the roster, and I thought that maturity and that urgency and the desire just to find a way really showed up down the stretch. We're going to talk offensive numbers, but first let's talk about big-time defensive play from Whittakin, big-time defensive play from Hawkins, then a big-time play, Miller stepping in on the OB under to get the steal. They really delivered some winning plays. I know we don't have as much time because of the doubleheader format, Carson. I'll give quick numbers here, and then you tell me what you want to do with it. Trey Hawkins with 19 to lead the way for Marietta. 14 for Owen Riley. He fouled out, didn't play a whole lot in the second half because of that foul trouble. 9 for Miller, 6 for Grosclose, and then 3 for Moat, 4 for Whittakin. Over on the Miami Trace side, outstanding effort from Gage Bowers. He wouldn't let his guys go away. He had 22 on the evening. Baron Phipps with 12. 5 apiece for Parsley, Baker, and Huffman, and then that one deep 3 from Armstrong equals their 52.
Miami Trace's season comes to an end at 19-4. They were undefeated FAC champions and got to play in the Convo for the second year in a row. Want to give a quick shout out to the Panthers' departing seniors, Luke Armstrong, Cade Whitaker, Blake Bodecker, and Adam Guthrie, 4 sensational young student athletes. And it's unfortunate to see their career come to an end here at the Convo, but I'm sure Coach Ackley has a lot of great things to say about those 4 seniors and the time they put into his program at Miami Trace.
No question. A senior class that did a lot of winning, and I want to give a shout out to Adam Guthrie. What a heartbreaking situation down the stretch. I know he's going to be a 1,000-point scorer. Obviously, that was a big loss to Miami Trace, but that young man has some incredible things ahead of him, and I know as Southeast sports fans here in Ohio, we'll be rooting for him as you go. But again, those seniors in Miami Trace have had nothing to do but hold the head up high. They've done a lot of winning for Coach Ackley and that Miami Trace community.
Marietta again will come back to the Convocation Center Wednesday night at 6 p.m. for a Division III district final. They await the winner of New Philadelphia and Zanesville. Should be an entertaining game regardless of who the opponent is. But one final time from tonight, Marietta comes out on top of Miami Trace in an instant classic in the Division III district semifinal. From Kenneth Hay, our cameraman, and Shane Combs, I'm Carson Francis. We thank you for tuning in to tonight's presentation of Ohio High School District Tournament Basketball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. Stick around for Game 2 coming up here in about 15 minutes. Jackson and Chillicothe. We punch one more ticket to a district final in an FAC rubber match here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.